You are in the right place. So we're just going to be doing an LSAT workout again. We're answering fitness questions and we're teaching you how to get abs this summer. So first thing you got to do is just be consistent. So what we're doing today is we're just doing an LSAT workout. The reason why these desks are here, I was putting together a desk and I thought, you know what, I can do this. I can use these desks to actually work out. So that's the thing we're working out is you can literally find anything in your house and you can just use it to help you work out. Obviously I'm using these desks and we're just doing an L-sit workout. So all you gotta do is just lift your knees up and you just hold it and you squeeze and you hold. And this is gonna work your abdominal muscles. You just squeeze your core and as you squeeze your core, you're working your abs and you wanna hold it for like around you look to hold it around 20 seconds or so and it's just working your abs. It's working your abs. So how do you get a six pack this summer? So if you're fat right now, right, and don't get me wrong, I've been there too. If you're fat right now, you're trying to lose fat, how do you do that, right? How do you lose body fat? That's what everyone wants to know. So I'm just gonna tell you. So there's two things that you wanna do, right? If you wanna lose fat, is you wanna be in a calorie deficit. That means you're consuming less carbs. Sorry, not less carbs. You're consuming less calories than you need, than your body needs. So then you lose fat. So you wanna be in a calorie deficit. Second thing you wanna do is you wanna be consistent. If you do something repeatedly, you build a habit, you build good habits, and losing fat will be really easy for you. So best way to lose fat is to have a diet that you can stick to, right? So when people talk, we're just gonna do another set now. So when people talk about diets, right, they think, okay, that means I can only eat leaves and I've got to get rid of everything that I enjoy eating. But that's not sustainable. That's not how you're gonna get the body that you want, right? If you want to lose fat, your diet needs to be structured, right? It doesn't need to be starvation, it needs to be structured. So how do you go about getting a structured diet? What changes do you need to make so you can eat well, enjoy your food, and get that six pack, right? So obviously, we're just doing sets here, hold it for about 20 seconds or so. So how do you do that? So the most important thing is to make sure you're eating foods that are nutrient dense. What does that mean? So that means you need essential fatty acids and it means you need essential amino acids. So those are basically fats and protein. So what foods have fats and protein, right? What foods are tasty, nutritious, that will have you eating good and getting lean and getting that six pack, right? So the foods that are gonna be very nutrient dense are gonna be your animal foods, right? Your chicken, your turkey, your steak, right? That's that beef, lamb, right? So all these different protein sources, they are very nutrient dense. They've got a lot of the micronutrients that your body needs. It's also got your macronutrients, so it's got your fats and your proteins. So when you eat foods like that, right, with fats and protein, it helps you to hold on to your muscle mass, right? So if you hold on to more muscle, you can actually burn fat faster. Yeah, that's right. So basically, if you have a lot of muscle, you want to keep that muscle as you burn your body fat. So when you eat foods like protein that have high protein, right, like your lamb, like your steak, like your eggs, that is what's going to let you keep your muscle while you're in a calorie deficit. So you eat those foods, and then you just make sure your calories are low enough, right? So for instance, what I would do if I was trying to lose fat right now and I was out of shape, I would think about what foods I already eat, right? So if let's say I had like a generic diet, right? Let's say I eat like rice and chicken, maybe some eggs for breakfast, right? So I would take all the animal foods that I eat, so obviously like the eggs, the chicken, maybe lamb if I'm eating lamb as well. And I would take those foods and I would make those foods the majority of my diet, right? So I'd say anywhere from like 50 to 80% of my diet would come from those foods, from like lamb, chicken, steak, eggs. So for instance, if I'm eating 2,000 calories a day, what I would do, I would make sure that anywhere from 1,000 to maybe like 1,600 of my calories were coming from lamb, steak, eggs, fish, like animal foods, animal proteins. Those foods are very nutrient dense. They help you keep your muscle mass and they keep you full for longer. So if you were to eat those foods in a high quantity, you will stay satiated. You won't have as big of an appetite, and it will be much easier for you to stay in a calorie deficit and to lose fat as well. So those are the foods that I would eat if I was trying to lose weight and lose fat. Other thing you want to do is you want to learn to be consistent, right? So for instance, you're doing these workouts, right? So you want to work out. The reason why you want to work out is because one, it gets the blood pumping, it helps your blood flow, and two, it's just a new habit, right? So a lot of times people, they overeat when they're bored, right? They just be sitting down watching TV or scrolling on the phone and they start eating too much. But if you have a new habit, right? Let's say you start working out, right? You're not going to be eating while you're working out. So it helps you to get rid of some of that mindless snacking that you might be doing if you don't have anything else going on. So, yeah, guys, so we're just going to do this L-sit workout. So the reason why doing these L-sits are really good is because it's working your whole body, right? It's a compound exercise. It's working your shoulders, it's working your chest, it's working your arms, it's working your back, it's working your core, right? And if you start swishing legs like this, now you're working your legs too. So one, it's gonna help work a lot of your muscles. So it's gonna help you to retain muscle mass as you're losing fat. And then it's a really simple workout, right? You can literally find anything in your house and use it to help you work out. Whether that's like a desk, whether you're using a chair, whether you want to buy some parallettes. But you can do this exercise almost anywhere. You can even do it on the floor as well. It's a bit more difficult on the floor, but it's an exercise that is accessible to most people. So it's a good exercise to do if you want to burn fat and build muscle. So yeah, we're just gonna keep doing these workouts. So you just want to squeeze your core, then boom, you just lift up like this, and you just hold, and you just squeeze your abs. That's all you got to do, just work out. You want to get abs this summer, you want to get six-pack this summer, all you got to do is do some L-sits and stay in a calorie deficit. So something that is a lot of people don't realize is when it comes to getting in shape, a lot of it is mental, right? You have like psychological barriers that's preventing you from being consistent, right? A lot of people, the reason why it's so difficult for them to get in shape is because they don't believe that they can do it, right? The first step to accomplishing anything in life is just to believe that you can do it. You got to believe in yourself, right? So how do you get belief? How do you go from having no confidence to building yourself up where you start making progress and you start getting closer to the goals that you want? Well, one of the easiest ways that you're going to be able to make a change is to get around people who are already in that position, right? If I want to be, I don't know, let's say I want to be a skateboarder, I want to be really good at skateboarding. The easiest way you can turn someone into a skateboarder would be just to hang around other people who are doing skateboarding. So if I just started hanging around people who are skateboarding every day, I guarantee you in 3 months' time, I will be good at skateboarding, right? Or I'd be better than I am right now. And it's the same thing with getting in shape. So if you do want to get in shape, get around other people who are fit and just spend more time around them, right? Because if someone's fit, it's because they're doing something right. And the more time you spend around them, you're just going to start picking up on their habits, what they're doing. And that's going to start bleeding into your life. That's going to start becoming part of your life, right? You're going to end up having better habits just because you spend time with other people who have those habits. So again, if you want to get in shape, start spending time with other people who are in shape. Stop spending time with people who are focused on their fitness, focused on their health, and then you'll naturally start to become more focused on health. And another thing as well, especially with like working out and stuff, is because how the brain works, right? So we have these mirror neurons, right? That means basically it means if you see someone doing something, you naturally want to copy. It's your natural instinct to copy them. So if you start watching other people exercising and working out, you then become more likely to start exercising and working out too. So again, that's why if you want to get in shape, really, you should really just start spending time with people who are in shape. Spend time with people who are eating healthy. And then you're going to be more likely to start eating healthy as well. So just keep that in mind if you want to get in shape. You want to be around other people that are good examples, right? And then so obviously with this LSIT workout, so it's really good. So not only is it working the core, it's working your whole upper body. So if you want to get like a V taper, right, you want to work your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your back. LSIT, it hits all of those things, right? So you're pushing down, right, with your hands like this. You're pushing down, and then you just lift your legs up. You lift them off the ground. If it's too hard to lift up your legs, to lift up both of them, just lift up one leg like this and just hold it and squeeze the core, And you can hold up the other leg as well. And you squeeze the core and you just hold it like that. And then when you start getting stronger, you can lift a leg off the ground, right? You can lift both legs off the ground, just right here, squeeze the core. And then you can lift up one leg like this. And that's how you improve just gradually. And then you just keep holding it. And then when you get strong, you can start kicking out your legs as well until you're in that full LSIT. But again, the more you practice, the more consistent you are. The better you'll get and the closer you'll get to a six-pack. So if you want to get in shape, obviously, there's two things. So make sure you're in a calorie deficit. Start working out as well. Obviously, you don't have to start doing something that's super difficult, right? You want to start at the right level, right? You want to start at your level. Don't try and look at the next person who's been doing it for a while and think, oh, I can't work out like he works out, something like that. You just start at your level. Even if you feel like, okay, it's quite difficult trying to do what else it. Even if you just start walking, that's a good way to burn fat as well, right? It's going to put you in a calorie deficit. When you're doing like something like walking, a lot of people don't realize is that walking actually directly burns fat, right? Something like running, your body doesn't burn fat for energy. It actually burns glucose. Your body uses sugars when you do something like running. But when you walk, when you just do walking, your body actually burns fat directly. So walking is a really good exercise if you want to start getting in shape. It's something that obviously just about anyone can do. So again, if you want to start exercising, don't think you have to start with something difficult. You can start with something simple like walking. Walking is excellent. Obviously, we're just doing the LSIT workout. And then it's good to do the LSITs as well though, because it works your abs. Again, if you're a beginner, just squeeze your abs, right? You don't even have to lift up your leg. Just squeeze your abs here and then lift up that leg or lift up the other leg. And then you can take both feet off the ground like this and you just squeeze your core. You squeeze your core and you lift your legs up and you just squeeze and you hold. Give it like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and you just hold up here like this. And it just works your core. And the more you do it, the more you work your abs, it's really going to help your abs to show over time. And you just keep practicing like that. Yeah, so when it comes to working out, so the thing is that there's a frequency to it, right? Ideally, you want to work out more frequently. You're better off working out consistently, like doing easy workouts consistently, than you are doing like a super hard workout just once a week or twice a week, right? So when you're trying to lose weight, it's all about consistency. The more consistent you can be, the better off you can be. And the thing with being consistent is that Over time, it gets easier and you just progress naturally. You start doing more naturally just because it gets too easy. But when you try and just be Superman every single workout, a lot of times what happens is like when people get injured or they just wear themselves out so much that then you just never end up working out again. So if you are going to start working out, just take it gradually. Start with something that is easy enough for you to do every day and just start from there. Obviously, I recommend walking. And then it's obviously, if you start doing some L-sits, that's really good for the core as well. So again, remember, if you want to get shape, it's all about the basics. Like, you don't have to do anything fancy. I guarantee if you talk to anyone who's in shape and you ask them what they do, I guarantee they're not doing anything fancy. They're just sticking to the basics. The more you stick to the basics, the better you get, right? So what do I mean by the basics? I mean, okay, a good diet. What's a good diet? It's just natural foods, right? So whole foods. So like you got your meat, your fish, you got your meat, your rice, right? If you want to eat like nuts and seeds, you got fruit, right? Just natural foods, right? Just try and stay away from processed food as much as possible. And if you do that, you'll probably lose fat just from staying away from processed food, even just reducing the amount of processed food that you eat, right? Even if you, like, let's say you get processed food every day, if you just cut it back, say, okay, I only eat processed food, instead of doing it every day, I only do it 5 days a week, you'll start losing body fat. You really will. Again, just work that L-sit, guys. Working this L-sit. So when you work out, it's really good. You just do it in sets. So you hold it for maybe like 20 seconds or so, and you just squeeze the abs, and then you just relax, and then give it like maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then you just do another set. When you pace yourself out like that, you can work out for longer, and it's much easier to stay consistent. So we're just going to be doing this L-sit workout today. Obviously, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. We are answering fitness questions. And obviously, we're helping people get a six-pack for the summer. So again, if you want to get in shape, stick to the basics. I can't stress this enough. All you have to do is stick to the basics. If you just move, as they say, move more and eat less and be consistent. So when it comes to being consistent, again, it's good to have a good team around you, right? If you have other people around you that are also being consistent, that's going to encourage you to stay on track, right? You don't want to be around people who are negative and holding you back, right? You want to be around other people who have goals in their life, right? You want to be around people with good character, and that'll help you get in shape. Yeah, because there's so many different ways to get in shape, right? Some people will tell you carnivore, some people will tell you go vegan, some people tell you be vegetarian, some people will go keto. But again, stick to the basics. Just make sure you're in a calorie deficit and you will lose fat. And then obviously if you keep your protein numbers high enough, then you'll retain most of your muscle mass. So just if you do those two things, then you will get in shape. You just have to be consistent. I'm just gonna do another set now. And just lift up like that. So these are L-sits or L-sit tuck, right? There's different variations. A full L-sit, it's with the legs out like that. This is an L-sit tuck, is a bit easier. Or you can do one leg at a time. Or you can have both legs down, just feet off the ground. But as long as you're squeezing your core, that means that you're working your abs. And that's what we're doing, right? Trying to get visible abs this summer. So all you got to do is stay consistent. Yeah, so when I was trying to lose fat, right, I had people around me that were very negative about it, right? So I had people because I told my goal was to lose, right, is to basically get abs in about 60 days. I had people tell me, oh, it's impossible to lose more than 5 pounds a month. And they were just talking crazy, right? But a lot of times when people are doubting you or hating on you, it's not so much about you, it's more so about what's going on in their mind and how they feel about themselves, right? if someone's telling you you can't get in shape, chances are it's probably because they feel like they can't get in shape. And if you do it, then that's going to make them feel bad. So that's a lot of times that's why people will hate on you and tell you that you can't be successful. But you just got to ignore people like that. And if they're obviously talking a lot, then sometimes you just got to cut people off and not talk to them anymore, right? You got to put yourself first. You got to prioritize your own goals in life. So if you're around people and they're pulling you down, well, you don't have to be around them 24/7. And you also don't have to share your goals with people who are going to be negative all the time. So just work on yourself, right? The most important thing is that you believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself and you're consistent and you work hard every day, it's just a matter of time before you get to your goal, but you just got to make sure that you start and that you stay consistent. And it's very good to get around other people who are also consistent and who are also have the same goals as you. That'll just help to keep you more motivated over time. And you'll be more likely to obviously stay focused, stay on track, and get the results that you want. Right? Yeah. So again, we're trying to help people get a six-pack this summer. Obviously, we're in March now. Summer's rolling up soon. There's not a crazy amount of time, but there's definitely enough time for a lot of you guys to get visible abs this year. So if you do want to get in shape, again, it's going to start with the basics. This is one of the best exercises you can do. It's just an L-sit. It's not a full L-sit, it's just an L-sit tuck. All you do is you lift up your knees like this and you hold it. And you just hold it and you squeeze your core and you just hold it. I know it looks simple, but it's more difficult than it looks, especially after you do a few sets and your muscles start to fatigue, then it does get quite difficult. But if you just keep holding it until about 20 seconds or so, that's a set done. And then you rest, and then obviously you'll do another set in about a minute or so. So if you just keep doing that, you can really work your core. It'll also work your chest and your arms as well. So if you are trying to obviously work the upper body and you're limited on time, then doing something like an L-sit is really good for you because it will work all your muscles and you can do it very efficiently as well. So it's an excellent exercise to do if you want to get in shape and if you want to get a six-pack this summer and get those visible abs. Yeah, so if you have any questions, obviously just post them in the chat and we'll answer those questions. And yeah. So yeah, these workouts that we do, so we've just been doing L-sits. Reason why I like to do L-sits a lot, they're very efficient and they work multiple muscle groups. One of the most efficient exercises you can do if you want to get in shape this summer. Again, it's going to work the abs, it's going to work your core, so the muscles underneath your abs. It's going to work your chest and your shoulders and your arms. So it's just overall, it's a really good workout. And the harder you squeeze, the harder it gets. And you just hold it. Boom, like that. It's just L-sits. So yeah, guys, just work on those L-sits over time. You'll get stronger. You'll get better at the L-sits. You'll be able to hold your legs out further and for longer. You'll get stronger and you'll build up your ab muscles. So that way it will be easier for your abs to show, right? So if you want to get a six-pack, you need two things. You need to build up your abdominal muscles and you need to reduce your belly fat, right? Because the fat covers the abs. So if you get a low body fat percentage and you have some good ab muscles, then that's how you get visible abs. So obviously with your muscles, you want to make sure that you're eating enough protein so that way your muscles can grow, your ab muscles can grow, especially if you do exercises like L-sits, and then you stay in a calorie deficit as well. If you stay in a calorie deficit, that will help you to burn off the extra fat, and then you end up with a six-pack this summer, right? You'll have visible abs this summer if you do those two things. So again, let's just do another set. And again, this is one of the best exercises, most efficient exercises, and best ways to get a six-pack. It's literally just doing L-sit holds like this. This is a tuck hold, right? If your abs are really strong, then you can put your legs out. That will also work your hip flexors as well, but it's a very good core workout. And it's also working your shoulders, your chest, And it's just a really overall good workout. It's also going to work your back a little bit as well. And it's an excellent workout. So if you want to get abs, I definitely recommend working on your L-sit tucks. You can do them anywhere, right? Literally, said this before, reason why I have these desks here is I was putting together a desk and I thought I could use these to do a workout, right? You can grab anything in your house to do it. You can do one off a chair. You don't need two. You can just come on like on one side and you can hold it like this. You can hold it like this, right? So there's lots of different ways you can do L-sits. You can even do it on the floor. It is a bit more difficult to do it on the floor, but literally you can find anything and it's a great way for you to build up your abdominal muscles and help you get that six pack. It's also gonna work the rest of your upper body as well. So that way you have like the complete package and it's not just the abs, right? You got the whole body's gonna be looking good, right? And so again, what you do is you lift your legs up and you just hold and you squeeze your core. And you look to do it for about 20 seconds if it gets difficult. One leg at a time, one leg at a time. And then switch and squeeze the core and switch and switch and switch and lift up. And then you just keep working. It's working that core, it's working the shoulders, working the arms, working the back. And it doesn't take much time and you don't need much space to do it. You can do it almost anywhere. So it's an excellent workout, guys. You definitely want to be doing these L-sit holds, L-sit tuck holds, different variations of L-sits, right? So don't think you have to be super advanced. Hi there, Santini again, good to see you again. So don't think you have to be super advanced if you want to do L-sits, right? You can start off with the basics, right? If you're a super beginner and it's really difficult for you, what you can do is you just come down and you just squeeze your abs. Literally just squeeze your abs in this position here. And then you just lift up one leg and you can just squeeze and hold. You squeeze and hold. And you switch the legs. And you squeeze and hold, right? See, so any beginner can do this, right? You just squeeze your abs. That's all you gotta do is just contract the ab muscles and you just hold it, right? If that's a bit easy, you can hold up one leg a bit further. Or what you do when you get strong enough, you just lift up the legs off the ground like that, just slightly, like this. And you just lift up the legs off the ground just slightly. And then you lift up the ground, you just keep doing that until you can hold like this. And you just squeeze the abs. And obviously as you get stronger, you can even start doing some leg lifts as well. But even just holding it like this, excellent for the abs. Excellent for the abs, guys. So yeah, man, just doing these L-sits, these tuck L-sits. Obviously, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. We'll answer your fitness questions. And we're just helping people get a six pack for this summer, right? You want those visible abs. You just gotta make sure you stay in that calorie deficit and that you do your ab workouts, right? So there's lots of different ab workouts that you could do, but I definitely recommend the L-sits. So one thing that I noticed, right? So I was training one of my close associates and he's quite busy all the time, right? Because he owns a business. And he kept telling me that there's no way he can get in shape because he doesn't have much time, right? He's always busy with his job. He's always busy with work. And I was telling him, I was like, you can always get in shape no matter how busy you are, right? Because you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is be better than you were yesterday. All right, so if you're someone who is extremely busy, let's say you don't have much time for work, or you don't have much time because of work or because of your business, one thing that you can do is instead of trying to add things into your routine to get in shape, what you can do is you can actually start removing things from your routine. So what do I mean by that? Okay, you can remove junk food, right? So let's say, I know you have a business and every day at lunch, I know you eat like 5 chocolate bars, or then maybe instead of eating 5 chocolate bars, maybe you only eat 1 chocolate bar a day, right? So that doesn't take any time to make that improvement. And you'll be better than you were yesterday. So that will help you get into a calorie deficit. So it's not about being perfect. It's just about making improvements over time, right? So look to improve stuff. If you don't have much time, instead of looking to add things to your routine, look to remove things from your routine, right? So obviously snacking is a big one. So if you don't want to snack, what you can do is shorten up that eating window, right? If you know you're just mindlessly snacking when you're at work, then just make the decision to stop eating snacks when you're at work, right? So it's just making a small change and the change that you can stick with, right? A lot of times people, they're not able to stay consistent because the changes that they're making, the changes are too big, right? You don't want to make all these massive changes that you can't stick with. Just make small, subtle changes to your life and to your fitness routine. And that's how you stay consistent. And as we know, if you stay consistent, you will get in shape. And there's plenty of time and you will be able to get in shape this summer. So if you're in a chat, obviously, just type out what your goal is for this summer, how much weight you want to lose. Do you want a six pack? Do you already have a six pack? Do you want to work out more? Just type whatever your goal is, just put it in the chat. So if you have a favorite ab workout, write down whatever your favorite ab workout is. And obviously we're just working on these L-sits today. Obviously it's a really good workout. You can actually do these L-sit holds. You can do it multiple days in a row, right? Because we do sets like this where we break it up to just to 20 seconds at a time. That means, because you're not training to failure, it means you can actually do more sets and more reps, right? So it means you can do more sets. So even if it's difficult, again, just make it easier, right? Just make it easier. But just do what you can today. Do what you can today. And that will really help you to get in shape over time. Yeah, guys. So obviously you could always follow along with these workouts if you want to. Obviously we do a set and then we rest and then we do another set and we just keep going. We just keep going. So with a calorie deficit, right? So one of the easiest ways to help put you in a calorie deficit is to start walking, right? You want to start walking more. Something as simple as just walking, right? So 10,000 steps a day. If you're already walking 10,000 steps a day, right? You can actually add in and do more steps, right? So if you're at 10,000 steps a day right now, you could actually start walking 15,000 steps a day or 20,000 steps a day. But just adding in walking, one, is going to help you to stay in a calorie deficit, but it also gives you time to think and time to reorganize your thoughts, right? Especially if you walk in the morning, it's really good for you because it allows you to think about your fitness goals. So if you go for that walk in the morning, while you're walking, you can think to yourself, okay, what do I want to eat today? How's my fitness going? Do I need to make adjustments? Is what I'm doing working? Should I keep doing that, right? It gives you time to think about your goal and gives you time to focus on your goals. More focus, the more of your mind you devote to your goals, the better you will be and the more likely you are to succeed. So if you want to get a six pack, just stay consistent. That's the only thing you got to do. You just got to stay consistent. So with this abs, actually just lift up those legs and hold. Lift up the legs and hold. That's all you got to do. And breathe while you're doing it as well. And the higher you lift yourself, the more you're going to work your core and also your hip flexors as well. But it's definitely a good thing to work your hip flexors, right? They help you to walk, right? It's good to have strong hips. Yeah, so we're actually going to be doing quite a few challenges this year as well. So if you are looking to get in shape and you are looking to do it and actually be successful with it, then you can actually reach out to us on WhatsApp. If you just click the links on the channel. I know how difficult it can be when you try and get in shape and you're trying to do it on your own and you're unsure of what to do and you don't really have much help. So if you're trying to get in shape and you don't have anyone on your team, no one in your corner, then just message us on WhatsApp and we'll help you guys out. Okay? And obviously you can follow along with the workout if you want to as well. Again, just working the core. Again, these L-sit holds, and all you got to do is just lift up your legs and squeeze your abs. Squeeze it like this, and you just hold it. Just go for 20 seconds. Squeeze it as high as you can. That'll work. That'll work the abs. Yeah, guys, so if you have any questions, pop them in the chat or answer your fitness questions. And we'll be doing quite a few of these. It won't be every day, but they will be quite often. So if you want to join in, you can join in. Obviously, you can answer any questions that you have. And obviously, the more consistent you are, the more likely you are to get that six-pack this summer. So with the diet, so depending on your height, your weight, your age, your gender, right, your body is going to require a different amount of nutrients, right? So everyone's a bit unique. Some people, they need more calories. Some people need less calories. But what you want to do is you want to figure out what you need. So if, let's say you're 5'10", 35 years old, a male, and you want to lose body fat and you're sedentary, right? Let's say your body only needs 2,500 calories for maintenance. What you'll do is you'll just make sure that you're in a calorie deficit. So maybe you only eat 2,000 calories a day. And if you do that, your weight will start to drop. So it's really that simple to lose body fat. All you got to do is just stick with the basics, guys. Just stick with the basics and you lose that body fat. We're just going to do another set. These L-sits. So obviously you just push down and push down with your arms and lift up with your legs. Like that. Boom. And then you can rock forward if you like to as well. And you just squeeze the core. Squeeze the core. And point the toes up. So these will definitely help you to build up your ab muscles. They'll also work a lot of your upper body as well. So it'll work the chest. It works your arms. So if you're looking for a workout that's very efficient, again, this is one of the best workouts you can do. Yeah, so with these L-sits, so with these workouts, so basically you can work out for as long as you want to, right? If you don't have much time, then maybe you keep it shorter, right? Maybe you keep it to 5-10 minutes. If you got more time, then you can go for longer, right? So it's up to you how long you want to work out for, right? If you got extra time and you got a lot of energy, you know, then just go for it and just do more. Why not? It's only going to benefit you in the long run. So you make sure you stay hydrated as well and eat well. And we're just going to do another set, guys. Again, these L-sits. So sometimes it's good to push yourself, right? So sometimes you want to come up here and you just want to say, okay, let's see how long I can hold for this set. And you go, and then you just lift up. And then you want to breathe as well while you're doing this. And you just hold it, and you squeeze as hard as you can. And you just hold. The longer you hold, the more it's going to work. And you just hold. And you just hold. So those are your L-sits, man. So yeah, it's really good workout to do. So it's actually good for you as well. It helps to build your willpower as well, because obviously when you're holding those L-sits, it's going to hurt sometimes. And then you got to use mental strength to hold it for longer. So it's definitely going to help with that mental toughness. But yeah, man, you guys, I'm telling you, getting in shape, it does so much for you, right? It's more than just the looks, because it impacts the rest of your life, right? Because in order to get in shape, you need a lot of discipline. You need to be doing things consistently. And it's really just going to help you start organizing your life, right? When you start getting up every single day on time and you start dropping that weight, you look to improve other areas of your life, right? You start getting more efficient with and optimizing other areas of your life, right? It starts with the fitness. Next thing you know, you're cleaning up your finances. You're thinking, okay, I don't need to spend on this. I don't need to spend on this. I don't need to spend on that. Next thing you know, you're working on your business or you're trying to get promoted at work. So getting in shape is not just gonna make you look better. It's gonna make you a better human being overall, right? It's gonna improve your character. So it's definitely something that is worth striving for, is getting in shape. And as we know, the better you feel, better in shape you are, the better you're gonna feel about yourself. So that's obviously something that's good. So again, guys, let's just keep going with these L sets. And we're just gonna hold, you're just gonna lift up the legs and you're just gonna hold, right? So legs up and just hold. Easy, guys, you just hold it for as long as you can, just hold it. And you just breathe. And you just hold. And you just hold. And you squeeze the core. Yeah, man, L sets, man. Excellent workout to do. Again, you can do it anywhere. And it's definitely going to help you get abs this summer. It also work the chest and your arms. It's going to help your overall physique. So it's definitely something you guys want to start doing if you want to get abs this summer. Obviously, remember to be in a calorie deficit, clean up the diet, and then you're on track. Obviously, if you need extra help, you can always just message us. Obviously, we'll answer your fitness questions. Got plenty of links on the channel, and we'll help you guys out. Don't think you have to do everything on your own. As they say, iron sharpens iron. So if you have been struggling, you don't know where to start, then just reach out to us. We'll help you get started, and we'll help you get that six-pack for the summer. All right, guys, let's do another set. And just work the abs, man. That's all you gotta do, guys. All you gotta do is lift up your abs, lift up the legs, and you just squeeze. It's really that simple. And you just hold it. And you hold. And you just hold. And you just hold. The longer you hold, the harder it gets. More muscle fibers you're activating, more tension you have in your body. And it's definitely going to help you out a lot. It's going to help you to build up those muscles. Yeah, guys, so we'll do probably about one more set, then we'll be done for today. Obviously, we're doing quite a few of these live streams, so just look out for it. Obviously, we'll be doing L set variations. Just gonna work your abs. And obviously, if you wanna get in shape, get your steps in, make sure you're eating enough protein. And if you need any extra help or any guidance with anything, just check the links on the channel and message us and we'll help you guys out. So let's get these abs for the summer, guys. Obviously, we're in March. Summer's coming up soon. It's coming up quickly. So you have, as I say, you have time, but there's no time to waste. So we'll get this last set in. And obviously, make sure you get that six-pack this summer, guys. Work on those abs, right? And you just lift up the legs and just hold it. And just squeeze the core. And just hold. This is how you're gonna work those ab muscles, guys. The stronger your ab muscles, the thicker your ab muscles, the less body fat you need to get visible abs. So working your abs is gonna make your life a lot easier. So just work those abs, stay in that calorie deficit, and you will have abs this summer. And boom, that'll be the last set. Obviously, we'll be out again. Obviously, need any help, reach out to us. Just check the links on the channel. You can text us directly, and we'll help you get abs this summer, guys. Again, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. And until next time, guys, peace. And we'll just end the live stream. So see you later, guys.